The importance of this greenhouse, especially in this COVID-19, is that this is where we are going to get what to eat. Especially right now that you are at home, you have more time to concentrate on the greenhouse, on the crops, watering them, spraying them. So this is where we get what to eat. So this is a very good importance that this greenhouse is portraying in this COVID-19.
Secondly, greenhouse, it helps us to know how we can do things, how we can grow things in and out of the seasons. Whether it's a sunny season, whether it's a rainy season. In this lockdown, that's what there are those seasons, those times, the hard times, where you find that you cannot live, or you can find sometimes when they're really hard to live. So this greenhouse, as I told that it just continues.
So these are some of the examples of polythenes we can use for growing the crops at home. These are just improvised resources to make your house green. Like this gentleman is happy because he's gaining, and that's why he's able to express himself. So this is what I want the world out there to learn.
Hello, I'm Raven. I'm going to show you how COVID affected our lives. This was our last day of school. I remember as I packed up to go home, an announcement came over the intercom that we would not be at school for 2 weeks, which turned into 4 months, so the government put us on lockdown. Everything was closed, so there was nothing to do. Okay, so back to the school thing. The shutdown affected how we are used to learning. So COVID flips the script. But we are smart and know how to adjust.
Just like COVID-19, is a global pandemic that is ravaging the world. But does it have to take a pandemic for the government to take action? Do we have to see disaster before you take action? Air pollution, for example, kills 780,000 of the African population each year, with asthmatic patients being majority. We youths need to take action. Individuals, organizations, governments and industries also need to take action to combat this terrible menace, because we youth cannot watch our future being taken away from us. We are the future.
Good evening. My name is Bankole Michael. I'm the head of Department Climate Change and Environmental Planning, Ministry of the Environment and Water Resources. Climate change and COVID-19. COVID-19 is something that just came to us and is ravaging the world, but climate change has been happening for a long time. It is a phenomenon that we have to deal with if we are going to survive. Now, in regards to the air pollution, we need to understand that air pollution can come from different sources, from moving vehicles, from industries, from the landfill, and Lagos State, as a responsive government, have in time past recognized the need for a cleaner environment, a cleaner air quality. And one thing that we have done is to institute a day in a year, July 14, for tree planting exercise.
In my spare time, I write blogs instead of going out to play with friends and families. I am a fighter for change.
Climate change is an issue that's affecting everyone in the globe. I wonder how is it The water levels on Lake Victoria have risen drastically over the last 6 months, caused by intensive rainfalls. Same rainfall which ruined the harvest, leaving nearly 1 million people, 20% of the population of 4.8 million in 60 analyzed districts of Tanzania, experiencing severe food and water insecurity. The population is fast rising, and with the current climate change and global warming increase, I fear more people will be exposed to this problem. This is the condition in my neighborhood. With COVID-19 pandemic lurking in our communities, people had to constantly keep washing hands. With only 24.6 million people in Tanzania having access to clean water, we're in danger of being exposed to water scarcity. We have to ask ourselves, what does it mean to children and students in schools? In my community, 90% of students attend public schools. And these are government and community schools where parents don't pay any fee. While this is actually a good thing, and we're actually really grateful for it, we can't ignore and keep a blind eye to the food and water insecurity problem that these children are being exposed to.
Kwa utaratibu wa chakula huwa wanakuja kina mama tunauza bidhaa zao tu wanapata chakula labda wanatoka nje unafunga kwenye vile tuseme nini vile vifuko vile ambao mmehitaji nini vya kufunga vya plastiki ndio natumia sana kwa kwenye vyao natumia vile.
So, according to the person in charge of this school, we're going to visit the canteen, the school canteen, where these students get to take their food, where the food is prepared and where they get to buy the meals that they actually consume while at school. We're going to take a little tour around the school and actually see how things are and what we can do better as a community. This is the canteen area of this school. It's hard to believe this is the place where students get to buy the meals.
Parents need to start involving themselves in ensuring that they secure access to nutritious food for their students at school. And it's not an issue to actually wait for the government to react to it. Rather, we should come together as a community to defend and help these students and save them from food deserts that they're actually going through. We are fighters.
Hello, my name is Erica Strong, and I am a speaker, life coach, and business coach.
And my name is Reggie Smith. I'm a former military police officer, civilian police officer with over 10 years experience and the current owner of a security company.
When officers abuse their right to be aggressive, when they use their badge to do things that truly they know that is illegal, but because they have the badge, they feel like they can do whatever they want with no restraints. And I feel like that's where brutality comes in by police officers.
I feel it's basically anytime you use excessive force, anytime you go above what's required to perform your job is considered brutality. Brutality doesn't always have to be physical, it can also be verbal. I mean, officers often talk to people the wrong way, mishandle people, mistreat people. So brutality can be a lot of different things, but basically whenever you go above and beyond what's necessary to do your job. I honestly feel that COVID should have helped stop police brutality. And I'll bring the Rayshard Brooks case that happened in Atlanta. I'll use that as an example.
When slavery ended, they created this law called the vagrancy law. And when the vagrancy law was, if they were caught not working, then they had the right to lock them up and put them in jail. And once you're locked up and put in jail, now you can work for free. So, of course, the vagrancy law put a lot of people that had just been freed. Of course, they don't have a job because they've just been freed. And so now they put in jail. So the way that I feel about it is heartbreaking.
It's very heartbreaking. It's very frustrating, aggravating, because I, too, have been a victim of it.
I would teach the next generation the importance of voting, like so much so that I would want them to know what the voting booth look like before they go inside. How do you research the people that are, on the ticket to see if they are people that agree with what you agree with? So being as committed to understanding and knowing, who is in charge in your community, being able to have that voice to be able to write your senators, your congressmen, the people that are supposed to be in Washington speaking for you, like being in that space of control, that you have the power through your voice, through your words, through your pen, through your emails, through your standing up and knowing what your rights are.
I would basically tell the next generation to continue to fight, continue to realize that brutality is not okay. And and then I would also encourage them to get back into their own communities. Get back into our own communities and let's stop some of the violence that we have amongst ourselves.
I would like to say thank you so much for watching this video. And I feel this is a time for our generation to stand up and fight. Thank you.
I am the social activist fighter.
We are fighters.